Josiah Brooks, or Jazza as he is known to pretty much everyone, has been making waves in the YouTube art world for over a decade, which in YouTube years is basically since the beginning of time. It's actually insane how few channels have both been around and been successful for that long. It isn't many. Jazza originally started with an art education tutorial channel called Draw with Jazza, but as it grew in popularity, YouTube started rewarding him for focusing more on the entertainment side of things than the education side. Lots of challenge videos, lots of absurd creations, and now the Jazza YouTube channel has over 6 million subscribers. Over time, Jazza's crew got larger and more involved with the channel, and one team member who received a particularly positive reception from fans was Alysha. People not only loved her art, but they liked the chiller vibe that she brought in contrast to Jazza's big YouTuber personality. At the end of 2022, Jazza announced a new channel that came to be known as Insert Art, which featured Alysha as more of a main figure. Insert Art was intended to be a community project where more artists could get directly involved and shape the direction of things. A bit like getting back to the roots of content made by and for artists. This is where I started paying attention, because it felt like Jazza was showing some amazing leadership skills by recognizing that Alysha had a lot of potential to grow, and was giving her a chance to experience that growth. But I have no clue what's going on behind the scenes here, so I wasn't quite ready to call this a great leadership lesson yet. There just wasn't enough information, and I'm way too small potatoes for most of these big channels to pay attention to my questions, so I can really only reliably research things that happen in public, though sometimes they do answer my emails. Just not usually. But then, in March of 2023, the moment I had been waiting for finally appeared. Because guess what happens when you put a group of incredibly talented artists in front of a camera, but one of those artists happens to be rich, famous, and have 12 years of experience on camera? It turns out that one of them ends up taking the spotlight. Who'd have guessed? Comments came pouring in that of course people loved Jazza, but he was really overshadowing the other artists.
I've seen the comments, Jazza, you talk too much, let her talk, lol. This is so cool, but I can't help feel like Alysha gets cut off mid-sentence a lot by Jazza's YouTube persona stepping in.
That does happen.
I don't know about that.
You just did it!
There are a lot. There's a lot.
So it felt less like community art project and more like Jazza plus some friends. And here's the leadership lesson. Jazza immediately backed off. He recognized that it was important feedback, that he was hampering his own vision for what this channel was supposed to be, and the next few videos either had very little of him or none at all. It's still too early when I'm recording this to know exactly how that's going to affect the long-term growth of the channel, but you can easily tell that the whole feel of the videos changes after that. The other artists really start stepping up on intros, outros, pacing, and all of the stuff that goes into making a good, relatable video. And being able to step back like this is something that a lot of leaders struggle with. 60 to 80% of people report being micromanaged, which is really just their leader not knowing when to back away and let them take control. And Harvard Business Review found that over half of leaders were concerned that they were bad at delegating. They had trouble letting go and letting other people do stuff on their own. But leading isn't about getting stuff done, it's about helping other people reach their potential. And if you're gonna do that, you have to be like Jazza and learn when to back off and let them figure it out for themselves. They'll make mistakes and they may not be as good at it, whatever it is, as you are right away. But as the saying goes,
dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sorta good at something.
Fun fact, this principle is also great parenting advice. You gotta step back and let them figure it out, even though they're gonna make stupid mistakes and mess all kinds of stuff up. So, yeah. That's your bonus content. Now get out there and make the world a better place.